You've heard of Albert Einstein, you've heard of Stephen Hawking, but have you heard of Carl Sagan? Carl Sagan was an astronomer, astrophysicist, cosmologist, and author that was way ahead of his time. He has made some of the most important contributions to science in recent years, yet he has been mostly doomed to obscurity. Carl Sagan was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1934 to a Ukrainian Jewish family. Carl grew up in a fairly poor family, with his father Sam Sagan being an immigrant working in the garment industry and his mother being a housewife. During the height of the Great Depression, his father even had to take a job as a theater usher to make ends meet. A major turning point in the young Sagan's life came when he was only 4 or 5 years old, when his parents took him to the 1939 World Fair. This is where Carl Sagan would find his passion for space and the sciences. Carl Sagan would spend much of his young adulthood in various universities, earning many different degrees in the sciences that would guide the course of the rest of his life. Sagan was deeply involved in the space race, working as an advisor to NASA, and was even responsible for briefing the Apollo astronauts before their trip to the moon. Carl Sagan has been responsible for some of the most important astrological discoveries in the last 50 years, such as being the first to propose that Venus was a scorching hot planet, which it is, not a life-supporting paradise that many scientists had imagined before him. Many of Sagan's greatest contributions have come from his work trying to find extraterrestrial intelligence. He was the first to suggest searching the Galilean moon Europa and Saturn's moon Titan for signs of life. Since then, these two moons have widely become accepted as the most likely places for extraterrestrial life to exist in our solar system. Another defining characteristic of Carl Sagan was his social activism. He lived in a time when the Cold War was still very much a reality, and he feared the implications. Not only because it meant the death of billions, but because Sagan felt that we, as a species, have a responsibility to realize our full potential. If we all perished in nuclear war, then all his work, all his discoveries would be for naught, wasted. He would rather see humans venture out into the cosmos, find other intelligent life forms, and advance our knowledge of the universe. Unfortunately, after fighting with myelodysplasia for most of his life, Carl Sagan died of pneumonia on December 20th, 1996, at the age of 62, leaving an amazing legacy behind him. I'm going to finish out on this one image. Carl Sagan had to fight very hard with NASA to make this image a reality. It is a picture of Earth from over 6 billion kilometers away, on and beyond Pluto. At this distance, Earth is barely larger than a pixel, a pale blue dot amidst a vast ocean of darkness. Think of the billions of lives on our planet, all their hopes and dreams. It all just seems so insignificant when you see it all summed up into a barely visible blue dot floating in the vast emptiness of the cosmos. Let this be what we remember Carl Sagan for, not just for his amazing discoveries, but for really giving us some perspective on our role in the greater universe and a direction for us to head in the unwritten future.